Hello, today we're talking all things core. So if you're like me and you need help flattening the core, cinching in the waist, but you're short on time, this video is going to be absolutely perfect. I'm gonna keep it quick and snappy and get right to the point. Starting with, most of us are training cardio and abs. When it comes to thinking, okay, I wanna flatten my belly, I obviously need to work on some of the fat that's over top as well as strengthening the muscles underneath. But most of us don't have hours each week to be spending at the gym. So I'm gonna share with you a couple quick tips that you can do right from home that are gonna help you get even better results more quickly, starting with cardio. So the good news is if you don't like running or the exercise bike or the Stairmaster, you don't need to do any of that. Studies show that HIIT is the most effective form of cardio for helping us to burn a ton of calories really quickly, but also it elevates our metabolism for 24 to 48 hours post-workout, meaning that we're burning fat even after our workout is done because the body's just working to recover and come back to homeostasis or balance, right? So inside the 15-minute follow along from home core routine that I have linked right around this video, you are going to find a routine that has all of these tips already built in for you, so you don't have to even think about it. But at the end of each workout, we do a 4-minute HIIT sequence. That's all it takes, 4 minutes of cardio in the proven 2-to-1 ratio that is excellent for helping us to burn fat. Not only that, we are tightening and toning the entire body rather than like how running, sure, it can be great for strengthening the legs, but it doesn't really work too much on the rest of the body. We're doing full body movements to really activate all of the muscle groups in the body, helping us to tone up, helping us to build and shape lean, sexy muscle that is gonna elevate our metabolism and give us some shape too. So I have tons of exercises that I walk you through in the full workout. So comment workout down below or just hit the link I placed here around this video to check it out. So that's cardio out of the way. Now let's get into abs, specifically the TVA. Your TVA is your body's built-in corset. It wraps around your entire core, and it is what really draws everything into the center. Now, most of us spend a lot of time working the RA, the rectus abdominis, which is the six-pack muscle which runs right along the front, with things like crunches. And while there is a time and a place for training the rectus abdominis, you are gonna get way more bang for your buck if you train the TVA, because like I said, it wraps around your entire midsection. It's gonna pull everything in as well as helping us to flatten the belly. So let me just scoot you down a little bit, and I'm gonna share with you 3 of my favorite exercises that you can do right from home without any equipment. You don't even need a yoga mat. You could do it right on a rug or a carpet or a towel. And these are excellent at helping to work these muscles. So we're gonna go in order of difficulty. Let's start with the easiest one. So this is great if you are newly postpartum, had abdominal surgery, or you haven't worked out in a long time. And that one is coming to all fours, bringing our hands under our shoulders, knees under our hips, and thinking about drawing your hip bones right here at the front towards one another to really activate and wrap the core. Then we're gonna send the opposite arm and leg out until they're parallel with the floor, coming back to center. And the key here is not to let the hips shift all over the place. So we're keeping the hips level. We could balance a cup of tea on our lower back and it wouldn't fall off. Perfect. Nice. And this is one of those movements you want to do slow, focused, and control, aiming for 10 to 20 reps depending on your fitness level. That is a great starter core exercise. Now we're gonna up the ante a little bit, flip on over to our backs and try out a dead bug. This is my personal favorite ab exercise out there because it really helps to work the crossing that happens with our abdominal muscles. So there's a lot of cross action, and when you do that opposite arm and leg movement, it really recruits all of those nice corset muscles. So we'll flip over onto our backs. It's a similar kind of movement, but more challenging. Same thing, having a neutral spine, pulling our core in. More beginner level, you can keep your knees bent, and then opposite arm and leg comes towards the floor. Then exhale, pull your core in to come back to center, and switch sides. As As you get more advanced in this, you could do the straight leg variation. And you could even go even more advanced and actually hover the head to really up the challenge. So that is exercise number 2. And of course, the best way to get best results is to have a program that you follow that is progressive. So inside the Trim Core Challenge, you get a brand new workout each and every single week where I'm upping the ante a little bit and progressing you just the right amount so that we're getting the right amount of challenge to ignite transformations and change in our body, but without pushing ourselves too far, without being at risk of injury, and without kind of setting ourselves back by just doing something that really feels wrong for our body. We're really setting the strong foundation and then gradually, brick by brick, building that up until you're at a nice challenge, and that's when the results start to show. So the third and final one that I want to show is a little bit more advanced, and it is a side plank variation. Side planks are great because they work the internal and external obliques, so the muscles that run just along the sides of the waist. And of course, we want to make sure we're working all of the muscles of our core. There's one more muscle group that I'm going to be showing you how to work, which a lot of core exercises neglect and a lot of core programs neglect, but we'll get to that after. First, let's take a look at this side plank. So side plank is great because you can really feel that little pinch right at the side of your waist. You get that feedback in your body that the right muscles are working. So we're gonna start down on the forearm, making sure our elbows directly underneath our armpit, staggering the feet. Then from there, think about pulling your waist up from the side and lifting your hips. A lot of us have seen the thread the needle, yeah? That's nothing too new, right? That's been out there for a while. I personally love doing the rotation where you bring your elbow forward and then back up, keeping your hips nice and high. And then of course, there's all kinds of leg movements you could do in that position too, if you really want to go wild. Many of us prefer being down on the forearm, but you could also be up on the hand for more challenge, and that's gonna also work your arms a little bit more. Okay, so there's my top 3. Now, like I said, there is one more thing that many of us miss out on, and that is working the back. And of course, it makes sense that our back is part of our core. Many of us are just like doing all these ab exercises and we're not strengthening our back. We want to strengthen our back because for so many of us, it's weak just because of our rounded forward posture on our phones, our computers, looking after children. We're always kind of hunched forward and over, especially if we're not aware of it. So by strengthening the back, what it's going to help to do is pull your spine more upright so your posture just looks better, which instantly makes your core look better. Of course, our core looks better when we have good posture. It's also going to help prevent any weakness in the core, and it creates a lengthening in the core. Because if you'll notice, a lot of people who have great abs, they naturally have great posture, and that's part of what makes it look so good too. So let's get into the third and final tip, which is working the back. One of my personal favorites straight out of yoga is just the locust. So we could keep our hands and forearms on the ground and just work on lifting the lower body. Now this is great because it also works the glutes, and hey, who doesn't like a little extra booty work mixed in there? But it specifically targets the lower back as well. And I can't tell you how many women I've worked with that started out with saying, I get lower back pain. It's super common. So strengthening is one way that we may be able to reduce some of that back pain, strengthening the core and strengthening the back, and being aware of our posture. Now, if you want to take it a little further, I love the swimming back to include the upper back as well. And working the upper back again is so important because most of us are looking at our phones and our computers a little too often, so this helps to counteract that. We eventually build you up to more traditional yoga poses that really strengthen the back as well. And we always save this for the end of our workout. We don't want to start off with working our back first off because we just don't want that area to be fatigued during our core workout. We want to make sure that the back is in full strength. Do your core workout, then do a little bit of back, and then we round it all off with the HIIT workout right at the end. So those are all of my tips for helping busy women get the best results possible. Sure, when I was in my 20s, I used to have hours to spend on this stuff, but that's just not the case anymore. And to be honest, I don't want to spend hours on it either. I have other things that I would rather be doing. So I hope you love this video. Again, comment workout and I will send you the link so I can walk you through the entire 15-minute done for you routine. Do it on your own schedule, right from the comfort of home. I think you're absolutely going to love it. You'll also see some success stories on the next page too. So comment workout or tap the link and I'll get you all hooked up. Have a great rest of your day. Big hugs. Lots of love. Bye-bye.